T&D Sports, an exclusive video broadcast.
Thursday afternoon on Long Island features a classic rivalry in Nassau County as Massapequa and Syosset lock horns on the T&D Sports Network. And welcome into the broadcast booth, everybody. Alongside Lauren Kieran, I'm John Perez. Lauren, when you think of Massapequa and Syosset, these are two teams that are always battling for supremacy. It's a big game, second matchup of the year, and a lot on the line.
Definitely. I mean, every single year it's Massapequa and Syosset, the two top teams in this power conference that are looking to, get a good playoff seed going for, the off season, definitely.
Second time that they played this year. Last time that they played, it was a 1-1 tie. As we look at Massapequa's roster, they are done with Carly Schuler. She's out for the year with a knee injury, but the player that we turn our attention to is Juliana Domingo, who brings a lot to the table.
Yeah, so Juliana Domingo is the workhorse on this team for Massapequa. She's tracking down runners. She's great in the air. She's the person that they're looking for to, have a strong physical presence in the midfield.
On the other side for Syosset, bit of a younger team as well, and you look at the roster. One player to keep an eye on, though, is the elder stateswoman and the senior captain, Sienna Como.
So Sienna Como is a 4-year varsity starter. She's plays the 6. She's a defensive center midfield. She has a strong presence. She looks to win tackles and get stuck in. She's a leader on the field, and she loves to distribute the ball.
One thing of note here, it is the pink game for breast cancer awareness, and it should be a fun one as Massapequa and Syosset. First touch coming up next on T&D Sports.
Experience. Trusted. Proven. Excellence. Over 20 years of professional sports video production. The industry standard. T&D Sports Video Production. Whether it's a single game, experience, trusted, proven, excellence. Over 20 years of professional sports video production. The industry standard. T&D Sports Video Production. Whether it's a single game, a whole season, or a college recruitment video, T&D Sports is your one-stop video solution. T&D Sports Video Productions. All sports, all levels, all the time.
Back at Syosset High School, Massapequa and Syosset on the T&D Sports Network. Like we mentioned before the break, Lauren Kieran, this is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. This is the annual pink game for Syosset, and good to see both programs giving back to breast cancer awareness.
Definitely. So the funds from T-shirt sales for the Syosset team are going to Pink Aid Long Island, and it's a cause that the girls have been doing for years now. Something really important and very special for them. I'm sure they're going to be really pumped up for this game today.
There's the Syosset bench. You look at the last couple of years, and it's always been Massapequa's been the final game for these two groups. They fell to Massapequa in the semifinal last year, the county final 2 years ago, and then in 2022. Last time Syosset won county title was 2021 when you were a part of the team. And Tyler Arnone says he feels like he's got some of the talent on this team. It's just a matter of them getting the wins and taking the next step.
Definitely. So if you look at this team, there's a good mix of veteran players and some younger players as well that are looking to contribute. Syosset will always be motivated to play against Massapequa. It's one of the greatest rivalries, I think, in Nassau County girls soccer for a bunch of years now. And I'm excited to see both teams play today.
We mentioned Sienna Como in the open, one of our players to watch. There she is on the left and very animated. Tyler Arnone, the head coach, says when he first got hired, she was a sophomore, was on the varsity squad the year earlier as a freshman, and brings a big presence, not just on the field, but leadership off the field.
Definitely. Her energy is, what's going to get this team going right from the starting whistle. Not only her energy, but the way she plays on the field definitely inspires and motivates players around her. 2
goals and 3 assists so far for Syosset. That's looking to shake off a 1-0 loss to Southside just a couple of days ago. Massapequa looking for their 5th win of the year as we start to get closer towards the playoffs. You think about these records and you look from the outside and you say, well, wow, it must be a tough year for Syosset and Massapequa. That's not the case. They're in a power conference, and when it comes to playoffs, these teams will be ready to go for the competition. But for seeding purposes, you want to get as many points as you can.
Absolutely. So every game in this season, the regular season is, some step forward in terms of preparing your team for the playoffs. And really, this is the highest level of competition right now in Nassau County. So every game is a really close matchup.
Well, after a 25-minute delay due to the buses, which I think everybody in Nassau County and even Suffolk County has had their issues with this year, we're ready to play soccer here at Syosset High School as Massapequa looks to control, and that is Juliana Domingo, the junior, and the workhorse in the middle. Massapequa 6 wins last year, fell to Oceanside in the county final. 2023 Long Island champions when they won 14 games, and now Syosset controls on the far end.
So Syosset's going to look to try and play through Victoria Ranieri, who's on the ball right now. She's a great, skillful, technical player, and she's going to be able to do some things. As long as they keep finding her and finding her feet, she's going to be able to make things happen.
And already tried to get something going against Massapequa's keeper in Reese Rusto, which is very tough to do. She's a senior, 92 saves on the season. Bruce Stenger says that she's the best keeper, in his opinion, on Long Island.
I mean, her saves, having 92 saves for the season, with the fact that they're playing against, the top teams in Nassau County, that says a lot about her, definitely.
Como chips it away. And now on the 50-50 ball, Ava Cracciolo, the junior, steps in. Header from Alexa Hillis and a throw-in for Syosset. Julie Shaughnessy, who's committed to play lacrosse at Michigan at the next level. Great athlete, someone who came to the soccer team later in her career, and Arnone says that she's loving every minute of it and contributing in a lot of ways.
I mean, sometimes it's just nice to have, another sport where maybe you don't have as much pressure as a player to perform individually, but you get to be a part of this great team. And, Syosset definitely has built a great culture.
So lead to our first corner of the afternoon, and the Chiefs to take it.
So they could be looking for Juliana Domingo in the middle, possibly. She's one of their stronger players in the air.
Does a good job. Bruce Stenger says wins every head ball, despite being one of the shorter players on there. As Ferguson takes it, and Syosset steps in. Charlie Kaplan, the junior. Arnone says she's tenacious, gets after it. And a big reason for the defensive surge for Syosset. As here's Peyton Chuntz. And now off to Ava Cracciolo as Syosset looks to get something going. It's always the first 10 minutes where both teams are trying to feel each other out, but it feels like these two teams a little bit more familiar. What do you look for as a coach first 5 minutes to see if Syosset or Massapequa is doing what they're intending to?
I mean, you kind of look at, number one, 50-50 balls, I think, can tell a lot of, where the energy is in terms of, who wants to win a little bit more in the beginning of the game. That's always something as a coach that you tell players to come out right from the starting whistle and to win their individual battles and tackles. Also looking at, when you get the ball, keep the ball. So right now, there's a little bit of back and forth where there's some nerves, there's some, energy that really players are not maybe keeping the ball as much as they would like to. But as soon as the game starts to settle in, that's when you see kind of the tactical play from both teams.
Chuntz tracks it down, and Massapequa back on their heels. And a throw in for Syosset. Kaplan flips into Chuntz. Chuntz only a sophomore. Someone who doesn't stop running or doesn't stop working. There's a whistle and a stoppage, and Massapequa possession.
Yeah, so that was a good run to get open by Victoria Ranieri, and that's what she looks to do. She looks to find open space. She looks to, find runners in the box. She looks to get a cross off. In that case, it was an unlucky bounce for Syosset and ended up as a handball, but she's going to do that all game for Syosset.
Good step in by Mia Bari, and Syosset looking to control on the counter. Shaughnessy. Cracciolo, and then sends it wide over to Kaplan. Cracciolo off to Kaplan, tries to chip. And there's the Massapequa back line. That's Alexa Hillis, only a sophomore. If you look at the Massapequa roster, you'll see a ton of juniors and seniors, but not a lot of playing experience compared to the last couple of years. And I'm always curious as a coach. I know it's always game by game, but as Syosset tries to get something going, when do you start to see, here's a shot towards the net and an easy pick for Rustle. When you have a young team, is there a certain mark as a coach where you say, okay, at this point in the season, your team should be at this step, and how do you approach that?
Yeah, so with a younger team, it's really just a matter of building a team system, getting players used to playing in the system, and also, building confidence throughout the season and getting, the younger players a good amount of minutes at high-level competition. And, both teams can definitely say that they've done that this year.
Olivia Trojanowski, the future Seton Hall Pirates, shot parried away by Tate Sophia, and live ball, and Syosset looks to clear. Sean Mangan and now Emma Ferguson. Domingo goes down, refs tell him to play on, and Syosset up the far sideline.
So they're going to continue to look to get it into Ranieri and switch from side to side.
Chuntz towards Ranieri. And the freshman is stuffed, but it stays with Syosset. Jaden Stadler using the left foot, and an easy play for Rustle. Rustle going to play her college ball with Stonehill at the next level. Stonehill recently moving up to Division I just a couple of years ago and taking her talents to New England and trying to build a winner over for Stonehill. Sean Mangan springs it over.
So right now you'll see a lot of the play is in the midfield. Right now a lot of the battling that's taking place are a lot of 50-50 balls in the midfield. As the game goes on, it'll start to settle in a little bit and there'll be definitely more possession opportunities. I mean, so far both teams have had a look at goal and, opportunities up top, but I suspect as the game goes on, they're going to be able to find more and more possession, both teams.
Kaplan and Putz. Another throw-in for Syosset.
Great possession by Syosset, getting it from right to left. Looking to see if they can create an opportunity on the wide midfield, finding Ranieri in the middle.
Well, that's where she is right now, trying to take on a couple of defenders and spreads it up top. Putz. And goes through the wickets of Shunts. And Massapequa takes over, but encouraging signs for Syosset.
Definitely, and the turf sometimes plays a little bit more quickly than you like it to. So that was a great look, and I'm sure Syosset will create many more of those opportunities moving forward.
Stay with the Chiefs. Here's Olivia Morgan, someone who plays wide out in the midfield, the junior. Trojanowski, the header, and drops it off. And there's Como to clear.
So that was great coverage defensively by Sienna Kumo. Right now today, she's playing as one of the center backs. Sometimes she'll play in front of the back four. Sometimes she'll play in the back four. She, besides, being such a tremendous athlete, she has great field sense and is able to kind of read balls and intercept plays very easily as well.
Another thing that Arnone said about her was that she's got a short memory. In the first matchup between these two, a 1-1 game, Massapequa scored the first goal in the first 10 minutes, and it was a tactical mistake that Como made. Then she kind of reset and locked down Massapequa the rest of the game, kept Syosset in the game, and ultimately they had a draw. Here's a long shot that's going to go wide.
Yeah, she's the type of kid that, she will always put the team first, and she's the type of kid that, her energy is amazing.
Let's take another look at the shot. Good idea, just sailed wide.
Yeah. I have to say, Syosset's got to be happy so far with the looks that they've gotten in terms of their shots. As the game goes on, hopefully they're able to get, opportunities maybe a little bit closer to goal right now. Sometimes it looks like they're settling for shots outside the 18. You kind of want to be able to find that final pass. So hopefully, that's what they need to do in order to create better opportunities.
Here's Trojanowski in fourth gear, puts it in reverse, and sticks with it. And Syosset steps in the passing lane. That's Salma Putz. There's a lot of upside and a lot of promise for the future of this Syosset team, particularly with Salma Putz and Victoria Ranieri, two freshmen that Arnone wasn't sure if they were going to be starters, knew that they would get significant time, but have stepped in and stepped up.
Well, if you can have kids that you have as part of your program as freshmen, like a Sienna Kumo who is a freshman, and you have them for 4 years and they're playing significant minutes, by the time they're juniors and seniors, not only are they, the leaders on the field, but they're also kind of being able to share their experience with younger players as well.
Deep throw for Olivia Morgan. Pretty good conditions for a 5 o'clock or 5:25 start. Getting that crisp fall air finally, but not as breezy and ideal conditions compared to what we had yesterday and what's coming this weekend.
Oh, definitely. This is the type of weather you want to play in. And the players on both teams are doing a great job in terms of, covering the field, and, it's a nice, cool breeze in the air tonight. So it's a great night for a game.
Finally starting to feel like Halloween weather. Flicked near side. The header from Ferguson. And now Olivia Morgan. Trojanowski. It's a foot race. Olivia Trojanowski shoots and scores on the counter. Massapequa gets on the board as Trojanowski nets her 3rd goal of the year.
And you know what they've been saying, that she's a threat up top. You know, she's had 2 goals so far. She finds some open space. She's able to take a good touch past her defender, and she's able to kind of finish it and get on the end of it. Great finish on her part. And you know what? She's going to get herself in goal-scoring positions like that. She's that type of player. She wants to score, and she wants the ball.
It's interesting to see her use her right foot. That's the dominant foot, and could score with both, but puts Massapequa in front. 1-0 on the road. Como drops it off to Rainieri.
It's interesting to see how Syosset will respond after that goal. It appears that their energy is still high, and they're still looking to get forward and put numbers forward. Sienna Como now in the midfield. Looks like she's going to try and put some more pressure on them offensively to create more opportunities.
And a little similar complexion to last match, too, where Massapequa with an early goal, but their defense of Syosset keeping them in the game, eventually getting the equalizer. Not enough to get over the hump, but you still take the points, and a 1-1 draw on the road for Syosset. They'll take it.
Yeah, so that was about a month ago, September, I think 15th it was, that they were playing each other, and it was a 1-1 tie. You know, I think it's one of those things where Syosset has the ability to come back in a game. So if they're 1 down, they know that they're still very much in this game. And it's just a matter of kind of settling in a little bit more in the offensive third and finding the final pass to create a better opportunity for them.
Do you align differently defensively with Massapequa now with a 1-goal lead? I mean, still a ton of game left, but kind of want to keep it 1-0 for a long stretch?
I think what Syosset is thinking right now is they're thinking that, you know, they had plenty of opportunities and they kind of want to put more pressure moving forward right now. Even though they're a goal down, they want to try and get that goal back as quickly as possible to equalize. I think pretty much formation-wise they're staying the same except for moving a couple of players, you know, up into the midfield, which will help with their numbers getting forward.
Trojanowski readies and drives it in the direction of Domingo, but a ton of red and black jerseys. Try and spray it. Hayden Murphy keeps it in. Just got back from a torn ACL. You'll see number 29 in white dealing with that, and really couldn't practice full contact till about 2 weeks ago. But here's the miraculous thing. She tore her ACL in March, and now she's back playing, and hopefully continues to stay healthy, and they'll be there for what Massapequa hopes is a long playoff run.
I mean, that's a testament to her work rate and, you know, how much she was willing to put time into her recovery and, you know, doing all the right things to get herself back on the field. The fact that, you know, she had this injury in March and she's back out on the, you know, the highest conference in Nassau County for girls soccer, that's extremely impressive and I'm sure says a lot about her as a player.
One thing Bruce Stenger says is that she was involved in every practice in the offseason, good training staff over at Massapequa, but never felt like she was not a part of the team. Was always there, just wasn't practicing fully, but still a big part of the team for her psyche and for the team's psyche, and now happy to have her back on the pitch.
And one of the things about Massapequa, you know, that has led to their success in the past, you know, 22 years, having 18 county titles, is the fact that they have such a strong culture as a team, so that even if you are an injured player, you're still very much a part of the team, a part of the system, you know, and you're there and you have plenty of support. So I think, you know, what Bruce has built at Massapequa is tremendous, and it's no coincidence why they've had, you know, such a tremendous record in the past, you know, couple of decades.
Yeah, 11 LIC, 7 New York State championships, and one of the preeminent programs in New York State. Play back towards Safier. Lindsay Keschner now just trying to play it ahead. And it's going to curl out, and a throw for the Chiefs.
As a defender, that's always a tough moment when you're facing towards your own goal. Do you play back to the goalkeeper? Do you try and turn with it? I think she made the right decision there. And I think the goalkeeper also was able to find possession, which was good.
When we were talking about Putz and Rainieri, let's not forget that Sophie is also a freshman, too. And
as a goalkeeper, to be a freshman, having the spotlight on you, definitely is something that is very difficult for a lot of players to come into that position. But she appears to be very vocal. I've been watching her, on free kicks, on throw-ins like this. She's calling out to her teammates. She's getting them to mark up in the box. And her presence is pretty, confident for a ninth grader in goal.
Maddie Ferguson hooks it wide. A 1-0 lead for Massapequa on a 12th-minute goal from Olivia Trojanowski, her third of the year. Now 3 goals and 3 assists for the future Seton Hall Pirate. Here's Trojanowski. And played back. Some Big East representation between these two programs. Carly Scholler is going to be headed to St. John's when she gets healthier, and then obviously Trojanowski going to Seton Hall. And so mistake before. That's Avery Goldberg in the net, the senior. Little experience, but you know what, Syosset still trying to figure out that goalie position, but Arnone really likes what Goldberg brings to the table, and obviously good upside with Sophia.
I mean, Goldberg's had a tremendous amount of experience with the team for the past couple of years. I'm not surprised in a big game, that he is going with maybe a more veteran player in terms of just making sure that, she's able to be confident in the net and kind of, be able to own that space. And I think she's done a great job so far.
Ferguson readies. Swung in, header, and Domingo couldn't put it on net, but it stays with the Chiefs.
And you know what she's going to get on the end of things all day? That's the one player I would say on any free kick and any corner kick, you got to look out for her because she's going to, find a way to put her body on the line, especially if it's right in front of the goal.
It's a non-playoff game and goes by the district, but there's something that's got to be said at these next meetings. Got to have mandated ball boys, ball girls, keep the play moving.
Yeah, it's always a nice treat when you have some of the club players show up, the youth players, and they end up being your ball people. It definitely helps keep the game moving and kind of keeps the energy high.
Now poor Goldberg's gonna have to go down and track it as well. So we're looking through the first couple of 20 minutes. What sticks out to you?
So a couple things stick out to me. I think right from the get-go, I think both teams were looking to try and just impose their game on each other. They were looking to try and keep possession, but because energy was high, I think, the ball was bouncing more than it should have been in the first 10 minutes. After the first 10 minutes, I think both teams settled in. I think they're both, really trying to move the ball around and trying to find opportunities. Massapequa was able to capitalize on their, opportunity. Syosset's had a bunch of opportunities, but hopefully will now find a better pass in the final third.
That was very academic. Might have a future in this thing. Throw in for Syosset. Trailing 1-0 and trying to advance the ball, get to that final third, and just create opportunities and hoping to go into the half tied at 1 or at least keep it 1-0. But here's Trojanowski with other plans. Looks to cross as Goldberg comes out to play it. A little dangerous there. Chip towards the net, and it's not going to have the distance and tail off wide. A little risky play there by Goldberg, but it doesn't hurt. Let's take another look.
Yeah, so I think, that play, she's got to come out and she's got to put a play on that ball. Ideally, in a perfect world, that ball goes down the sideline and away from the goal. But I think, that shows a lot of confidence and strength on her part to be able to come out and play that.
Emma Vienci, the substitution for Massapequa, as play resumes. Vienci, a junior, comes near side to Olivia Morgan. Matched up 1v1 with Kaplan. And Kaplan takes it away and clears.
Let's see what Syosset can do on this counter. It looks like their numbers up in terms of attacking, or at least equal. They're going to look to get the ball wide, hopefully some one-on-one on the far side, and then get a cross off.
Does go into the center, putts. Couldn't get the shot off, and we'll have our first Syosset corner of the evening.
I think for Syosset, the key is to get the ball wide, to find wide players, to get it right back in, and then, just finding that space to create that shot for yourself. Sometimes it's difficult for players in the midfield, but it's definitely something that, Syosset will do more as the game goes on.
So here's Rainieri to take it. Victoria Rainieri, 6 goals, 3 assists on the season. Good corner back post, but headed up from the Chiefs.
She's such a technical player. She plays, such great balls. That was a great bending ball to the far post. Massapequa fairly good in the air, though, so you always have to, anticipate that and get there before they do.
Quick passes, head over to Morgan. Broken up, and Syosset toss it in.
As the game goes on, you're going to try and see the forwards, especially the strikers playing up top for Syosset are going to try and expose the fact that they're playing against 3 at the back for Massapequa, which if you can get numbers running forward and numbers running off the 9, which is the striker, you're going to be able to create numbers up situations where you're going to be able to find the open player and hopefully create chances in the final third.
Mia Barry comes on for Syosset as they look for the equalizer on the far side. Chip towards Barry, and Murphy with the step in.
And Mia Barry's been great all season. She's got 4 goals on the season. She's a kid who is dangerous in the 18. She's somebody who you definitely want to be able to find. She's got great one-on-one skills. She's got great speed. And she's really kind of shown that she's an offensive threat for the Syosset team.
Yeah, pretty versatile. Could be the striker or out wide. Fills a lot of positions. And now will be right by the V on the Braves part of the end zone. But doesn't go her way. Como, the header, is wide right. Good opportunity for Syosset, and Como just couldn't put it on net.
I have to say it's nice to see, looking at Syosset playing their energy has not wavered since they gave up that goal, and, they're still creating plenty of opportunities.
Here's the upcoming schedule on the T&D Sports Network. Some football games coming up. Smithtown West against Sayville, Plainview JFK against Oceanside, and Sachem North against Sachem East. Be sure to follow and subscribe on the T&D Sports YouTube channel. "26 minutes in the books. A 1-0 lead for Massapequa. Sled far out, and that's Hillis again, the sophomore.
So as the game goes on, you'll probably see Syosset start to pressure a little bit more. In that case, they got the foul called against them there, but you'll start to see, especially the midfielders and the forwards, putting more pressure on the backs against, for Massapequa, where they're looking to win balls and counterattack very quickly.
Trojanowski. That could have been dangerous. Ball trickles out. Trojanowski's so good in the open field, has good speed. And Massapequa trying to get some subs on. The 2 referees trying to confirm who last touched it, but it's going to be a Syosset throw-in. So the subs will have to wait.
So it's interesting about the power conference because if the season were to end today, you would see in the Power Conference at the AAA level, you would see Oceanside as the number 1 seed, Massapequa as the number 2. You would see Syosset at the number 3 and Port Washington at the 4. Now, keep in mind there's about 2 or 3 games, depending on the team, left for the season. But at any moment, those numbers can shuffle entirely. So nobody's locked into their seed for the playoffs yet.
And one of the difficulties of being that 4th seed, you're going against another team that's coming from outside the Power Conference, but has the mojo, the confidence, and the resume to have a shot to knock off one of the Power Conference teams. And once the playoffs start, anything can happen.
Absolutely. So, the 4th seed for the playoffs, that's, sometimes, not a spot that you necessarily want to be in. Right now it's Port Washington that's in the 4th spot for the AAA, but it's not a spot that you want to be in because, you've had a season where you've had such high competition and you've been, maybe gotten a little bit beat up by the competition, and now you're playing a team that's feeling really good about themselves from the lower conference. So it'll be interesting to see where these teams end up in the next, week and a half or so.
Victoria Rainieri has a player out wide, and it was Juliana Kosia. And Kosia couldn't control, and Massapequa gets it across midfield.
And that's the right idea there. If I'm an outside midfielder, at any moment I'm looking for Victoria Rainieri in the middle of the field to switch the play and try and expose the weak side.
Let's take another look at the last opportunity for Syosset. Or check that, this is the takeaway.
So Trojanowski gets there, but, she's such a strong presence on the field that sometimes, her body is going to, go through some girls and knock them on the ground a little bit. Sometimes, they'll call the foul, sometimes they won't, but she's such a strong presence out on the field.
Trojanowski, good tackle from Como. And tries to distribute it. And Massapequa over the top. Viency. And then nothing doing there. Good closeout defense from Syosset.
And you'll start to see as the game goes on, Sienna Como will push forward to try and create things going forward and to try and combine with Rainieri in the midfield, to try and get them better opportunities.
Olivia Lodogici and comes on for Massapequa.
I think Syosset obviously will want to tie it up by the time it gets to halftime. But I think if they can go into the half at 1-0, I think for them, they're going to feel confident moving into the second half. They are a fairly fit team where they have outworked teams in the second half and been able to either equalize or, get ahead. So
from Syosset, what do you want to see the final 9 minutes?
I mean, I would like to see energy, get the ball forward, get numbers forward. So that really relies on their outside midfielders, joining the attack and getting numbers at that back 3. Anytime I see a back 3 as a coach, the more numbers you can get forward, the more you can expose those defenders. And I think, Syosset has done it on occasion today, but I don't think that they've done it enough yet.
Sean Mangan shot goes wide. Only a freshman. Good soccer IQ. As Avery Goldberg looks to restart.
That's always one of the best compliments I think you can give a player is having good soccer IQ or a high level of soccer IQ, because then you can have a player that you can put them in effectively every position, and they have good understanding of the game, and it just makes them so much more versatile on the field.
Well, what's the old Yogiism? Half this game is mental, 90% of this game is mental,
Yes.
The other half is physical.
I didn't know if we were mentioning the Yankees yet. It's a little bit too soon.
I walked in, it was like a funeral. What a shame. What a shame. Here's Sienna Como trying to drop it off, and good job recovering is Ava Primavera, the junior, who just came on as a sub for Massapequa.
So she's trying to find Jaden Sadler on that weak side. Jaden Sadler, a tremendous lacrosse player, great athlete, great skill and great speed on the outside.
Cross never got down for Barry. Leah Calderon. Squirms out of it. Good job by Calderon to get out of a double team and spread it up top.
Leah Calderon is such a tremendous player. She really feels so comfortable on the ball. And, you know, she's able to now see an opening and switch the field and get the ball to the weak side.
Take a look at this other sequence as Kaplan started it off for Syosset.
Yeah, you know what? She plays the ball in up top to the 9. She's trying to find her. I believe that's Mia Berry up there right now. She's trying to find her. She knows that that's, you know, their girl. That's their goal scorer. Mia, you know, just couldn't get a hold of it fully and couldn't get the great opportunity that, you know, she usually does. But she's going to have so many more chances in this game. And you know what? She's a great striker that if, you know, one chance doesn't work out for her, she's going to find a way.
Barry with control, long shot high.
I almost called that one, you know.
Let's take another look. Barry, good idea.
Yeah, that's a great touch to get it down. I'd love for her to kind of step forward on that shot instead of lean back. But you know what? She's going to find opportunities no matter what. She has a great sense of the field. She knows exactly where she needs to be. And she's arguably one of the most dangerous players up top for Syosset. Ooh.
Little collision around the 30-yard line. Here's Barry again. Taking a long shot. What a save, Rustle. Parries it aside, and Massapequa clears.
I mean, this is where, you know, why Bruce Stengler is going to say that, you know, she's one of the top goalkeepers in Nassau County. I don't know how many keepers are making that save, you know, and getting, you know, that, you know, vertical to be able to, you know, parry it out of bounds and, you know, take that opportunity effectively away from Syosset.
Well, if this score holds, we'll be looking at that play from Rustle. And a big reason why Massapequa would be the only team getting points out of this contest. Calderon to fire it in. Como.
See, this is what I like to see Syosset doing. I like to see them get the ball to their outside midfielders, allow the outside midfielders to run forward and create opportunities.
Kasha trying to start something, and Domingo plays it off the pass from Mangan. And Murphy sweeps it away.
When the ball's bouncing in the midfield, Juliana Domingo somehow, you know, she must have magnets or something. She attracts the ball directly to her foot, and she's able to keep possession every single time for her team. It's awesome.
On the counter, Morgan. Good step in by Salma Putz. And Olivia Trojanowski returns for the final 3:45.
These two teams have played each other so much, you know, in the past couple of years, especially both being in the Power Conference. And it's just so awesome to see, you know, the energy. Both teams, this game means so much to them, even though, you know, as a regular season game, it's not as, you know, serious or as, you know, intense as a playoff game, but it is something that, you know, every time they play each other, these two teams definitely want to compete.
You have to remember from the Syosset standpoint, I think they're a little sick of seeing Massapequa.
I think sometimes, you know, Massapequa lives rent-free in their brain a little bit, but I think, you know, Syosset has shown, at least in this game, that they definitely can create opportunities, and they have a lot of belief that they're showing. Even from, you know, the moment that they got the goal scored on them, I think they haven't really wavered in terms of their belief.
Play gets called all the way back, and Como, who was just innocently tying her shoe, it's pegged. Lindsey Keshner.
Massapequa, I have to say, though, in the air, they're, a team that's very strong. They have really great timing. They have a bunch of kids that, want to win the ball in the air. They want to put their body in front of it. For Syosset, I think, their best bet is to try and keep the ball down as much as possible.
Cumbo trying the long shot and then sends it back. And so 2 minutes to go in the first half. Here's what we have on the slate the rest of the way on the TND Sports Network. 3 football games, and then keep it locked for October 24th for that playoff game to be announced. But Smithtown West against Sayville. Oceanside hosts Plainview JFK, and a great rivalry out in Sachem. Sachem North against Sachem East. Final 80 seconds, and Syosset trying to find that equalizer. Cracciolo sticks with it. Burns with the touch, stays with Syosset.
And that's Charlie Kaplan, for Syosset. Great player, very physical, plays an outside back, tries to get forward as much as possible, but she does exactly what we just saw her do. She gets stuck in on tackles, and she, uses her body and is able to win the ball.
Chipped ahead, finds its way towards Kasia, but offside.
It's not a bad look by Sienna Kumo in the midfield.
That might be the last opportunity for Syosset, 2 of the first half, who, after conceding the goal to Olivia Trojanowski in the 12th minute, is played aggressive, has tried to counter, but not able to put anything through. And a nice save by Reese Rustall on the long shot from Mia Barry. And Massapequa with a 1-0 lead with 20 seconds to go in the first half.
And I think that's a huge credit to the Massapequa defense. Having 3 backs that play very organized and very compact system is definitely, crowding the middle of the field for Syosset.
Poltz couldn't settle. 1 second, and that does it. 1 half in the books. Massapequa with a 1-0 lead thanks to Olivia Trojanowski. And it is halftime here at Syosset High School. We'll take a break. We'll recap the first half, get you caught up for the second half, all on TND Sports.
Experience. Trusted. Proven. Excellence. Over 20 years of professional sports video production. The industry standard. TND Sports Video Production. Whether it's a single game, a whole season, or a college recruitment video, TND Sports is your one-stop video solution. TND Sports Video Productions. All sports, all levels, all the time. Experience. Trusted. Proven. Excellence. Over 20 years of professional sports video production. The industry standard. TND Sports Video Production. Whether it's a single game, a whole season, or a college recruitment video, TND Sports is your one-stop video solution. T&D Sports Video Productions. All sports, all levels, all the time. Experience. Trusted. Proven. Excellence. Over 20 years of professional sports video production. The industry standard. T&D Sports Video Production. Whether it's a single game, a whole season, or a college recruitment video, T&D Sports is your one-stop video solution. T&D Sports Video Productions. All sports, all levels, all the time. Experience. Trusted. Proven. Excellence. Over 20 years of professional sports video production. The industry standard. T&D Sports Video Production. Whether it's a single game, a whole season, or a college recruitment video, T&D Sports is your one-stop video solution. T&D Sports Video Productions. All sports, all levels, all the time. Experience. Trusted. Proven. Excellence. Over 20 years of professional sports video production. The industry standard. T&D Sports Video Production. Whether it's a single game, a whole season, or a college recruitment video, T&D Sports is your one-stop video solution. T&D Sports Video Productions. All sports, all levels, all the time.
Halftime here at Syosset High School. It's a 1-0 lead for Massapequa. Welcome back into the broadcast booth. She's Lauren Kieran. I'm John Perez. All right, Lauren, I'm going to have you put your coach's hat on. What's the message? Let's start with the visitors, Massapequa. What was Bruce Stenger telling his team?
So I think Bruce is probably telling his team right now, listen, we have to not only win the ball, we have to keep the ball. So every time we get the ball, we need to keep possession, and we need to get numbers moving forward. So they were able to score basically on, a counterattack. They got some nice individual skills out of Olivia Trojanowski. She puts the ball in the back of the net. But I think what he wants to see more from his team in the second half is he wants to see possession, and he wants to see them getting numbers forward.
On the other side for Syosset, they might be down a goal, but they dominated the time of possession.
I mean, if you look at the possession clock, Syosset had the ball for the majority of the first half, but unfortunately, this is how soccer is. They don't have anything to show for it right now. Syosset's done a great job with their energy. Their belief is strong. They need to keep possession, and they also just need to find that last pass in the final third that's going to create a good opportunity for them.
It's always a fun one. It's been a fun first half, and we'll get you ready for the second half, which is coming up next on T&D Sports.
Experience. Trusted. Proven. Excellence. Over 20 years of professional sports video production. The industry standard. T&D Sports Video Production. Whether it's a single game, a whole season, or a college recruitment video, T&D Sports is your one-stop video solution. T&D Sports Video Productions. All sports, all levels, all the time. Experience. Trusted. Proven. Excellence. Over 20 years of professional sports video production. The industry standard. T&D Sports Video Production.
Then we're back here at Syosset High School, a 1-0 lead for Massapequa on the road. Second game of 2 on the year. First draw coming on September 15th, a 1-1 final. Syosset looks for the equalizer, and they'll have the first possession of the second half. She's Lauren Kieran. I'm John Perez. Thank you so much for making us a part of your Thursday night from a crisp and now as the sun starts to set here in Syosset. A beautiful night for soccer.
Yeah, it's been a great game so far. It's interesting to see, coming out of the halftime, what team is going to, impart their game on the other team to begin with. And, both teams are looking to compete.
First opportunity for the newly inserted freshman goalie, Tate Sophia. Sophia, someone who has shown that she could handle the position, has done really well and gets the start in the second half.
Yeah, I think, she's had a great season for Syosset. She's been out there, gotten tons of minutes, tons of experience, and she's really kind of made her mark on the team in terms of being able to command, vocally their attention and the defenders and making sure, defensively that her team is organized.
Victoria Rainieri going far side, draws in the double team and stays with it. Boy, Rainieri's so good at possessing and now just trying to cross it.
She's such a great technical player. When the ball's at her feet and she's running at you as a defender, there's very little you can do other than poke the ball out of bounds.
Be a throw-in for Syosset and a deep throw-in towards their own corner. And Domingo with the header. And there's Reese Russell with her first action of the second half. Made a fantastic save going to her right to deny a shot from Mia Barry late in the first half.
Yeah, the save that she made, that's a save that very few goalkeepers in Nassau County are going to make that save.
Up the far side, Rainieri trying to get past her defender and Murphy, and Russell picks it off.
So right there, Victoria, used her skill to get by her defender wide. She's looking to cut that ball back towards probably the penalty spot to find runners. In that case, the keeper came out and was able to get her hands on it and, intercepted that cross that she was looking to get. But that ball, she's looking to find runners in the box, especially right on the penalty mark as well as, the edge of the area.
Hillis backtracks and gets it to Russell. Shows off the D1 leg. Chipped up, Syosset. Trying to gain possession. Now, we don't have the official stats, but I would be inclined to say Syosset probably had 70% of the possession in the first half.
Yeah, they're very good at getting the ball down and playing, and that's what they want to do. I would love to see them get the ball wide more often and get numbers moving forward so that they can get runners on the ends of crosses to create opportunities that are closer to the goal. I think a lot in this, first half, they settled for opportunities around the edge of the 18. I'd like to see them get more runners in the box and be able to finish.
Keshner ranges over. And a throw in for Pequa. Ferguson. And the freshman, Sophia, makes the save. Sometimes coaches are hesitant to throw their freshmen to the wolves, but Sophia has come up and has responded. And I guess when you're throwing a goalie in there, you know what skills you're going to get based on the grade level, but you're probably looking for more what's in between the years, right, and how she could handle that position. I
mean, I think it's a great moment for her. I think, it's definitely, Coach Arnone definitely has the confidence in her to put her out there in the second half of, a Massapequa game. And I think, she's definitely going to get the experience of just a faster level of play.
Trojanowski, the chip, and there's Sophia. Puts it right in the breadbasket and keeps it a 1-0 game. Barry gets past her defender, Primavera. Primavera came on late in the first half, provided energy for Massapequa. Rainieri. Couple of bounces to Russell and plays it just next to the post.
And Rainieri's going to make those runs up top. She's going to, cause chaos a little bit for the Massapequa defenders. I would like to see her get, more runs, through the defensive line instead of forcing herself wide. I think there she settled a little bit for a shot where she could have either created more space for herself or had, more runners running off of her.
Rainieri. And a rare miscue for Massapequa was going to lead to a corner for Syosset.
And you know what? That's great pressure. I believe that's 27, Leah Calderon for Syosset. That just put a tremendous amount of pressure on the Massapequa defenders, causing them to kind of make the mistake and give up that corner.
Victoria Rainieri to take the corner. Short kick comes back out. Rainieri keeps it from going out of play. Second opportunity towards the long post and bangs off the pole. Good scoring opportunity for Syosset, but just didn't have the angle.
And that's a great ball by Victoria Rainieri to find on the far post Mia Barry. Mia Barry looks like her timing's great. The angle just wasn't there. She just gets, outside of it. But that's a great, finishing opportunity by Mia Berry on the left side.
Madeline Ferguson fires it in. One of two Fergusons on the roster, the twin sister sophomores. Emma Ferguson towards Trojanowski, one-on-one, and a shot save by Sophia on the short hop, and she pounces on it.
And Trojanowski will look to do that. She'll get the ball with her back toward goal. She'll look to try and take a touch and then find herself a shot.
Chipped ahead. Sophia comes out to knock it away. Massapequa shoots, and it's not going to have the distance, as that was...
And that's great coverage there by Sienna Kumo. So Sienna Kumo, having the tactical sense to realize that when her keeper's coming out, she's putting herself on the goal line and being able to intercept that ball.
Olivia Loducci, the one taking the shot for Massapequa. Here's Domingo.
Syosset causing, the turnover there, just putting a lot of pressure on the ball. Again, once you put so much pressure on the ball, though, you got to keep the ball in possession.
Come out to Stadler. Putts. Barry, 1v1.
Now, Mia Berry can strike the ball pretty well with both feet, so she's dangerous because she can get around you on the outside.
Let's take a look at the goalkeeping by the freshman, Tate Sophia.
I love the fact that, Olivia Trojanowski takes one touch and tries to get a shot off. The goalkeeper does a great job getting in the mix. And right there, she wants to come out. She wants to command the box. And you have Sienna Como that's, in perfect position to be able to intercept that ball.
So Barry is going to take the third corner for Syosset. Just a quick restart shot, far side. That's going to get through everybody. Natalie Burns going to play it. Alex Hillis with the long toss, but Syosset possesses.
So the story of this game so far for Syosset is trying to find that last ball in the final third, trying to create opportunities, trying to get runners forward, and they're trying to break down that back three line of Massapequa that has been so organized and so compact the whole game.
Mangan steps in. Syosset to toss.
I wouldn't be surprised as this game goes on if, Syosset looks to move more players into the offense and looks to get more players into the midfield just to be able to try and get that equalizer and put more pressure on Massapequa.
Como. Good ball for Stadler. Stadler takes a shot high into the left.
So that's a great opportunity created by Leah Calderon. So Leah Calderon with the burst of speed finds Jaden Stadler. Jaden Stadler with her left foot is deadly. She doesn't fully get a hold of that one. She's kind of leaning away instead of leaning forward, but you know what? That's a great opportunity on her part.
Rustle with the line drive kick. Rainieri. And Trojanowski. Syosset's always had a defender on Trojanowski. She was able to break through in the 12th minute. That's the only score that we have so far tonight. But Syosset with other ideas. Played up ahead towards Rainieri. Como, long ball. And just over the head of Barry.
Like I said, you know, the Massapequa defense, they are collapsing on Syosset to the point where they're not able to get that penetrating ball through in the final third. You know, the shot that they just took is about a 30-yard shot, and they want to continue to make Syosset take those shots because, you know, Syosset, if they're able to break through and able to possess in the final third, they're going to create much better opportunities that way.
Stadler trying to show off the footwork. And good defense from Pequa. Cross. And Rainieri. Last Syosset player to touch it and trying to keep it in. Here's an opportunity, Rainieri. Shots deflected. Stays in play.
That's great work by Syosset to, you know, keep that ball in play and now to get the corner kick out of that. Let's see if they're able to get somebody on the end of this opportunity. This should be an out-swinging ball from the corner.
Rainieri to take the fourth Syosset corner. We'll do it again.
So again, with the right foot, she's going to swing the ball out. Runners in the box, you know, have to anticipate that and hopefully get, you know, one touch on the end of it, whether they put their head or their body on it.
Similar liner, got all the way through to Rustle. Let's see how close this one got.
So she's taking, you know, a hard ball to the near post. She's looking for runners at the near post. And, you know, it looks like, you know, there's a lot of chaos going on where you have defenders, you have legs in the box, you don't know who's going to end up on the end of it. Syosset needs to be able to be first to the ball to be able to get their body on it and hopefully, you know, put it in the back of the net. That's what they're looking to do.
Mangan gets it off to Domingo. Trying to spread it wide, and Syosset with the step in.
That's Charlie Kaplan stepping through. Great read on her part.
Trojanowski battling with Shaughnessy.
I think as this game goes on, you're going to see a lot more physical play by both teams. You know, this is a game of inches where it really could go either way. Syosset, you know, looking to equalize. Massapequa looking to put another in the back of the net. And it is a matter of inches, you know, how hard these girls are willing to work to win the ball.
Ball didn't settle for Barry, who's been everywhere. Here's Rainieri, long shot. It's going to skid her wide. And the goal kick for Rustle. Bruce Stenger says that Reese Rustle's gotten better every year. Came on as a young player as a freshman, physically always had the size, and has played herself into a Division I player and part of the long list of Massapequa players to play at the next level. You look at who they have currently at the next level: Riley Benito at Marist, Nicole Kilkenny at FDU, and a couple of New Paltz players, and Hannah Puglisi and Cara Jordasoffer.
And, you know, both of these programs, you know, every single year are sending girls to play at the collegiate level. You think about Syosset. Syosset's got two girls right now that are playing for Emory, Marley Alterac and Michaela Camp. They also have Riley Miller that's at Emory with them, and they have Sammy Goldberg who's playing at St. John's. That's another, you know, opportunity where Victoria Ranieri is using her technical skills to beat defenders. Again, we just need for Syosset to find the ball, you know, penetrating through in the final third.
Throw it for Syosset. Lofted in the air. Rusto is there to pick it.
And, that's part of the reason why she probably has 92 saves plus this season. She's not afraid to come off of her line. She's not afraid to go up and get balls out of the air. She's very confident for Massapequa.
Domingo. Como looking to reverse course.
Great possession by Sienna Como there to try and, get the ball wide, allow Syosset to set up their offense a little bit. Great work by Olivia Trojanowski there.
This is Olivia Lojudici over the top towards Trojanowski. And Sophia comes out to play it.
Olivia Trojanowski today has been the dangerous player up top for Massapequa. The runs that she's making, the way that she's able to find the ball consistently in the final third, Syosset's got to be careful with her moving forward. It's a great tackle by Juliana Domingo. Great ball through.
Sophia has to come out to play it as Trojanowski was in pursuit.
And she makes the smart play there. She doesn't need to pick it up there. She can clear it out of bounds. So that ball through coming from Domingo to Trojanowski, just a little bit too far in front of Trojanowski for her to get on the end of it. Great play by the Syosset keeper to be able to, clear the ball out.
It's got to help when you got a D1 lacrosse player, too, and Shaughnessy trailing you and helping defensively. She brings the energy but has good speed as well. Ball thrown in towards the box, and Trojanowski settles, shot wide to the left. That was Madeline Ferguson flirting with her second goal of the year. Keschner on the restart.
So for Syosset, you want to put your outside midfielders, especially on the sideline. You want to be able to spread out the field as much as possible, get the ball wide. I think, Massapequa, this whole game, they've been able to kind of squeeze Syosset in a smaller space and being able to limit the amount of field that they're actually using.
Sophia comes out of her cage. Ball trickles near side. And a good double by Syosset. Shaughnessy, the last touch. Lojudici, the cross and the score. And Massapequa expands their lead to 2-0. Olivia Morgan nets the goal.
So what you see happening here, you see, the amazing tackle, finding an open player on the far post. Syosset's going to look back at that goal, and they're going to be a little bit disappointed that they didn't have exactly, their marks squared away and that they had two players that were open on the far post.
So Morgan finds the back of the net, 2-0 Massapequa. And now Syosset with their work cut out for them. To imagine just trying to take it one play at a time.
Yeah, so I think, there's still a lot of soccer to be played. You still got, at least 20 minutes left in the game. I think, for Syosset, this is the moment where if they're going to ramp it up to try and, build their way back into this game, they need to create more opportunities moving forward right now, get more numbers forward. I wouldn't be surprised if they change their lineup a little bit so that they put more players in the midfield and more players up top.
On the far side, Pult. Rainieri. Russell couldn't corral it. Ball still loose. And Massapequa able to get it out. Como chips a shot and knocked aside Russell with another big-time save.
What a tremendous save by Reese Russell here. What we're looking at is the initial save that she's able to get on top of. She's now, you have players fighting for this ball. The ball gets cleared to Sienna Como. Sienna Como takes one great touch And a nice strike. She gets on the end of this ball. And the touch that Reese Russell gets to be able to parry it over the net is tremendous.
All that leading to a corner for Syosset. 6th of the match, Rainieri steps into it and puts it wide. Could hear the collective sighs coming from the Massapequa bench.
I mean, Reese Russell's made 2 tremendous saves today that, you know, this game could easily be 2-2 at this moment. Saves that really very few goalkeepers in Nassau County or anywhere are able to make.
Putts. As it knocked aside, Stadler in the direction of Putts. Tries the cross. 2 players collide, no call.
That's not a bad look there by Jaden Stadler. You know, she's able to find the runner going through. If Syosset can get behind and around those Massapequa defenders and square balls back into the 18, I think they're going to create great opportunities.
Ava Cracchiola sends it wide. Good takeaway, Kumo. Rainieri's shot's deflected.
You know, a 2-0 game in Syosset and soccer is sometimes, you know, a little bit tricky because as a team that's up 2-0, sometimes you get a little bit too comfortable. And Syosset really is putting on a tremendous amount of pressure right here to create a lot of good opportunities. And, you know, they're going to continue to put pressure on the ball for the rest of this half and try and press them in their own defensive end and not let them get out.
Offside for Syo. Reese Russell, a couple of big-time saves. Goals from Olivia Trojanowski and Olivia Morgan. And that's where we stand right now, a 2-0 lead for Massapequa. And Syosset continues to possess Cracchiola over towards the far side. Sophia keeps it away from Trojanowski.
It's a great touch there by Juliana.
Far side, Morgan. And Isabel Brill, the junior, clears it. Whistle and Syosset free kick. As Keshner moves it to Kumo.
That's a great ball coming from Sienna Kumo into Victoria Ranieri.
Barry taking on a couple of defenders. Stadler can't get the cross off and a throw.
And that's the thing with Massapequa. They've been doing a great job the whole game. They'll let Syosset keep possession, but in the final third, that's when they're collapsing and they're able to disrupt, you know, whatever opportunities Syosset's trying to create in the 18 especially.
Kumo sends it wide in the direction of Putz. Morgan trying to step in, Putz the cross.
It's a great win there by Charlie Kaplan on the outside right back.
Long shot, wide to the right. Well, Rainieri and Syosset trying to take those long shots, but they haven't been fruitful. And now 15 minutes to go. Russell to boot it away. Trojanowski on the counter. Spread up top. Here comes Pequa. Shot, Sofier. Save, Sofier. Shot from Madeline Ferguson, looking for her second goal of the year. And Sofier able to keep Pequa off the board. Towards the Syosset bench. Last touch by Pequa. Shaughnessy. Slides it ahead to Barry. Rainieri. And then Burns swoops over to intercept, but Syosset stays with it. Rainieri, long shot, and an easy play for Russell.
That was the right look by Rainieri there to try and play the through ball to the outside midfielder and then try and get runners in the box. I think Syosset's got to do that if they want to be able to put the ball in the back of the net tonight.
Feels like Massapequa is content, though, with them taking those long shots.
Massapequa, has done a really great job getting them to reach for the low-hanging fruit, and just being able to get them to take those shots from outside the area and being able to then compact defensively. You see Victoria Ranieri taking that shot from the edge of the 18, outside the 18. They want her to take that shot all day. That's a lower percentage shot than being able to have her get the ball down, find a through ball to somebody running toward the goal.
Calderon tracks it down, matched up with Burns. Burns, a two-sport athlete as well, plays on the girls' lacrosse team. Well, Reese Rustle has been as good as advertised. And drives it towards the 40-yard line. And we'll stay with Syosset again.
So Syosset's going to put a lot of numbers in the box for this. They're going to see, whether or not they can win a ball in the air here and see if they can deflect the ball, win the ball in the air, move it towards the net, see what happens, really kind of test out this Massapequa defense.
Rainieri. Barry trying to keep it in. On the cross. Cracciolo. Kumo. Kumo goes down. Syosset stays with it. And Cracciolo again.
So formation-wise, it looks like Syosset has decided to put more into the midfield and leave less defenders at the back to try and create more opportunities in the last 10 minutes. See what they can make happen with having more numbers moving forward.
Chip shot, Cracciolo off to the left.
Those longer shots are so tempting to take, but I think for Syosset, it's just a matter of getting the ball down, now penetrating, getting defenders, drawing defenders out of their shape, and then finding the open ball in the final third.
Spread up top. Here's Ferguson. Trying to take on a couple of defenders. And Sio able to clear.
That's great athleticism on the far side by Charlie Kaplan.
Kaplan tested in the first half, has brought a lot of energy into this one as Ball goes towards the Syosset bench. Domingo. Didn't get enough mustard on it, so Syosset takes over. Kumo.
Some great possession by Syosset in the midfield, but they got to, have possession with a purpose. They got to be getting the ball forward. They got to start to chip away at this lead.
Rainieri out of play. Yeah, Pico to throw it in.
So most games in this conference this year, the AAA conference, the Power Conference, you got Garden City, you got Southside, you got Massapequa, Port Washington, Oceanside, you got, Syosset. These games have been tight games all season long. So these teams, at the end of the season, they get a little bit beat up. They get a little tired. Every single game that they're playing in is a tight one, and it definitely takes a toll on their bodies. I always love to see how teams rise to the occasion in the second half, how much fitness, how much they have left in their body.
Take another look at the last sequence from Stadler.
She wants that left-footed shot. She's a lefty. But, again, she's got to get her hips around it. And, normally for her, she's going to have her body moving forward instead of kind of falling away.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see how the teams in the Power Conference shake out in their own playoffs. Garden City looks like they're on another level right now, always one of the top teams. But, these teams go through their lumps, face a little bit of adversity, but more times than not come out ahead in the playoffs and actually have positive results. Barry, a long shot, and that's going to go high over the crossbar.
Yeah, so the playoffs are all kind of about, what team becomes hot at the end of the season, the different things that they've worked out throughout the season, the lessons that they've learned, and what they're willing to, take into the playoff games. And, the hot team is usually the team that, has energy, is able to battle back, and overcome adversity throughout the season, and they learn those lessons, and then they take that into the playoffs, and they make a nice run.
At the midfield, Rainieri.
So this is what Syosset's looking to do. They're looking to get the ball wide. They're looking to have runners in the box, get numbers forward, create an opportunity.
Well, then that just goes into the shoulder of Massapequa's defense. That was Abigail Stapleton, who's going to be playing at Muhlenberg.
Huge credit to Massapequa. What they're doing defensively is anytime you look into the 18, you see a sea of white players. They're trying to crowd the box. They're trying to intercept any balls going through. They are giving a lot of space on the edge of the area to Syosset for taking those long-range shots, but they're really not allowing anything to penetrate into the 18 for, really those higher probability chances.
Shaughnessy to Rainieri. Calderon. Kumo. Pass was deflected and comes back out. Cracciolo. Final 5 minutes to play, and Massapequa in no rush as Rustle will play it for her Chiefs.
Leah Calderon there does a great job to get in front of the Massapequa player to win that ball. She, takes the foul there. That's a good free kick for Syosset. Let's see if they can get numbers forward and get somebody on the end of this one.
Rainieri takes it again. And sent out top once more, Cracciolo. Riley Donahue checks in for Massapequa, 24 in white. Trying to add a little bit of a different dimension, has good size, and can extend the back field to up front. Kaplan. Almost taken away. Chip shot Ferguson. Off wide, and a corner upcoming for the Chiefs.
And that's a tough play there. You know, she's off balance. She doesn't quite get in front of the Massapequa player, and, you know, it causes a little bit of chaos for the defense. So this is going to be a left-footed in-swinger, it looks like.
Off the far side, Syosset heads it out. And now playing towards the midfield and sent out wide.
Syosset wants to, you know, try and build back in this remaining 3 minutes. They're going to have to get a couple more players forward in the offense. So right now they don't necessarily have the support that they need up top to be able to create, you know, on the transition there. They had Mia Berry that was kind of by herself for a little bit there.
Under 3 minutes to play in the second half. Starting to get late for Syosset. Sophia.
I have to say, with all the goalkeepers that we've seen tonight, you can tell that they're, you know, high-level keepers by the fact that their defenders are always looking to play the ball back to them. I mean, that says a lot about a keeper that's able to, you know, have the ball at their feet, distribute, and feel comfortable in that situation.
There's Sophia, and gets on top of it. It's going to be fun to see what her future is. And like you said, already showing off the instincts as a, I guess now the coaching staff probably looks at her as a sophomore, but still technically a freshman.
Yeah, the more experience, you know, she gets, especially towards the end of the season and into the playoffs, that's going to be valuable for her moving forward as a player. Great skill by Mia Berry there.
Berry weaving, deflected, and just goes wide to the left, and there should be a corner for Syosset.
So Mia Berry, you know, she gets the ball at her feet. She has such speed that she's able to take touches past her defender. She gets a shot off there on her left foot. You know, right there.
Rainieri's got to go with 90 seconds to play in regulation. Shaughnessy. Cracchiola. Couple of bounces. Turnaround shot's going to go wide to the left. And that'll stop the clock with 1:12, and that's the rule in the final minutes of the half. Ball goes wide, so.
And I mean, we went into this game knowing that Reese Russell was going to be, you know, a major impact player for Massapequa. I don't think we were able to predict how strong of an impact she was going to have because, you know, you look at the two opportunities that Syosset had that are such strong opportunities that, you know, in any other game, those goals, the ball would have been in the back of the net for those goals, and she was able to get her hands on it both times.
Final minute to play, and what is shaping up to be a 2-0 victory for Massapequa. And, you know, the Chiefs didn't have a lot of opportunities. They cashed in when they did, and they're hoping that this win can kind of snowball them going into the playoffs. They'll have one more game against Mepham next week.
I have to say, Massapequa, every single year, part of their success is their organization. They are very methodical in the way that they play and the way that they organize themselves. Ooh, that's a great
taken
save
away
there.
the shot.
Oh
Two
my
saves
gosh.
by Russell to
Um,
keep the clean sheet intact.
Reese Russell has been, you know, the player of the game there. She not only gets her hand on the first save, she gets her body up so quickly and is able to put her hands on the second save as well. That is a tremendous sequence by Reese Russell.
That's going to go out of play, and the horn goes off, and now it's official. Massapequa, a 2-0 victory on the road against Syosset as Reese Russell completes the clean sheet. Goals coming from Olivia Trojanowski and Olivia Morgan as Massapequa picks up a much-needed win, and a good job by Massapequa to close it out.
Definitely. You know, that game was such a tight game. The score doesn't really tell the tale of the game. A 2-0 game, you know, where Reese Russell really made 3 or 4 big-time saves that in any other game, those would be goals that would be in the back of the net.
Well, for Syosset, not back to the drawing board. They had a lot of positives to go into this one.
Yeah, definitely. I think Syosset walks away from this game. They know that they had greater possession time than Massapequa did. But you know what? If they are going to beat Massapequa in a county semifinal or a county final, they're going to have to look to break down the Massapequa defense, which today was just too compact, too organized for them to be able to find the ball in the final third.
So that'll do it for our entire crew here at Syosset High School. For my partner, Lauren Kieran, and the rest of the T&D Sports crew, this is John Perez saying so long from Syosset High School. This has been a presentation of Nassau Girls Soccer on the T&D Sports Network.